Ratchet straps are genius and work incredibly well for such a simple design. But the thing is, most people use them incorrectly, increasing the risk of a strap slipping, a load coming undone, injury, and even putting you at risk of a traffic violation and large fines. In this video, we're going to cover all of the best practices, and we'll also share tips and tricks most people don't know. The first step is to know your strap and consider when it isn't or is adequate. You're not going to take a Home Depot bottom of the line strap and use it to tie down a skid steer, for example. Every strap should come with a tag that indicates its working load limit and brake capacity. This strap, for example, is rated for 1,500 pounds, and this rating should never be exceeded. Furthermore, if you're strapping something on a moving vehicle, you should never exceed 1/3 of the braking capacity, which is why the working load limit is 500, which is 1/3 of 1,500 braking capacity. Passing through potholes, bumps, and other external forces on your vehicle will subject your load to greater forces than its weight alone. Let's get to setting up our straps. The most convenient way is to use the existing holes or attachment points on your vehicle. Some of these attachment points are the loops in the bed of your truck and post holes on trailers. It's important not to place these straps on thin sheet metal or surfaces that won't handle the force. Remember, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and it applies here too. Many straps will also have a soft hook. On the mechanism side, this means it has a loop or D-ring where you could wrap your strap around and attach it to this point. And many straps will also come with this extra strap. This is a soft hook for the other end of your strap. On this strap, you'll have a flat end and one end with a twist in it. This twist is designed to go over what you're wrapping with it, just like this. Then you simply hook the other end to this strap. When securing a load, you'll want to inspect your line. The web should by no means have any knots or rips in it. Knots or rips can significantly compromise the strength of your strap. Hook the long end of your strap first. An annoying issue you could encounter is your hook falling out of the attachment point once you get to the other side, especially as you try to set it up on your other end. You'll have to keep tension on the line so it doesn't come loose, which isn't always an option, especially if you're working alone. If this is often the case for you, you'll want to buy straps that have clips on the hooks that will keep themselves in place. On your other end, secure your ratchet and pull your lever towards the hook as far as it will close. You can do this step even if the ratchet is open, but closing it allows easy access to the axle. Get the end of your web and feed it through the slot on the axle from the bottom up. Then just pull it through all the way till you're out of slack. Here is where mistakes are made. It may seem like a good idea to pull the line tight and start ratcheting. This, however, is not a good idea. The strap's strength comes from the friction in the web looped in the ratchet. This means that if you pull tight and get maybe only 3 to 6 clicks out of your ratchet, there isn't enough material wrapped to create an optimum friction, thus potentially decreasing its holding power. For strapping down cardboard boxes or vehicles, this isn't usually an issue, as things like these have some give to them and allow for enough revolutions on the ratchet. However, if you have any kind of rigid material as is metal, wood, or some plastics, you'll need to ensure you're leaving a little bit of slack to give enough material to go around that axle. Now we still have some checks to do to make sure our load is as secure as possible. But first, let's take care of this loose end. Leaving a strap with a loose end is a big issue, not only because it can get caught up on moving parts, but also it's reason enough to get stopped by authorities and receive a traffic violation. There's a bunch of ways a lot of people recommend tying this up, including Velcro, zip ties, bungee cords, and all that is fine. But I'm not a fan of having to carry around extra things, and a trick I learned and used till this day for tying up these loose ends is this.
So what I've always done and has always worked for me is just to take the end of my strap and wrap it up. Now this doesn't have to be nice whatsoever, no need to waste time here, just wrap it up in a bundle like that. Then once you have about 1/2 foot to 1 foot of material left, wrap this around the bottom of your strap and grab onto this loop right here. Then pass your bundle through that loop just about halfway, not all the way through, and then just feed that loop into your bundle by twisting it just like this, and you'll feel it get tighter and tighter, and there we go. And when you're done, just twist it the other way, feed it out of that loop, and that's it. Your end is loose again.
It's also important to consider how your strap is contacting your cargo. Is there a sharp edge somewhere that may cut the strap, or can it easily slip? It's important to consider all of this. Another thing is, do you have long spanning distance with no contact to your cargo or vehicle? This is something important that most people don't take into consideration. Once you reach high speed, the tight, long span of webbing will start to heavily vibrate. And I mean seriously vibrate. This significantly increases the probability of your strap ripping or getting damaged or slipping or moving. You can, however, counteract the vibrations by undoing your strap and putting a twist in any long spanning lengths. This twist will break up the wind contact and mostly eliminate the vibration. Once you're done, simply pull the release on the lever of the ratchet and move it to the forward position to release it. It's also important to care for your straps and not leave them outdoors, as UV exposure degrades and damages the straps over time, in addition to any animals that might want to munch on the straps. It also pays to keep your straps nice and neat. This will prevent knots and keep your straps together and reduce its space requirements. I'd also like to mention that nowadays there are many more options on the market, including these rhino straps that roll up on their own. These are pretty cool and they're pretty neat, but they're expensive and need to be used with a little bit of care. So for personal use, it might be worth the investment, but if you're working with others, you'll probably want to stick to the traditional straps that won't break the bank if damaged or misused. There is a lot more to be said about proper cargo distribution, strap down, and much more, but that is a topic for another video. All the tools shown in this video are linked below. These links support the channel at no extra cost to you and help us continue to make this content.